Good evening. Thank you to the Varsity Club and its members for this truly unexpected honor. It's humbling to be amongst these former student athletes, all of whom I admired from a distance and followed via the Crimson, the Herald, and the Globe. Congratulations to each of you. There are too many people to acknowledge that have played a role in me receiving this honor, so I'll offer the condensed version. First, my immediate family, my wife, Meredith, my parents, Mary Ellen McAndrews and Ted Stehle, and my brothers, Mike and Ben, who have always been my biggest supporters. Hundreds of teammates from grade school through college, mentors and teachers, and of course the many coaches who provided time, structure, guidance, starting at the YMCA on through to Levites Pavilion, including Frank Sullivan and Bill Holden. There are two coaches that I want to highlight and express my eternal gratitude towards. Had I not been fortunate enough to be coached by them, I would not have this privilege to stand here tonight, and I certainly would not have played at Harvard, an opportunity that changed the trajectory of my life. Joe Stehle is one of the most accomplished high school basketball coaches in Massachusetts history. Other than my parents, nobody had a greater impact on my development as a player and as a young man than him. He was exacting in his standards and knew how to coach all of his players to their potential. Potential that was often far beyond what they had imagined for themselves. In my 3 years being coached by Joe, I reached basketball heights I'd never dreamed of, which culminated in the opportunity to play here at Harvard. There were so many lessons I learned from him, but three in particular that I hope to instill in my children. Number one, there are no off days. Number two, you are always accountable to your effort. And number three, games, both in sport and life, are often won and lost when the stands are empty, when the lights are dim, and when you are your only opponent. I have the opportunity to stand here today because he expected more of me than I ever expected of myself. Lamar Reddix was my amazing position coach here. He taught me the ins and outs of playing forward, including the proper angles to take and how to maximize leverage through footwork. He taught me many strategies and techniques, although I've since forgotten most of them. One could argue if I ever learned them in the first place. What I'll never forget is the incredible bond we formed over the course of 4 years. Coach Reddix always made a special effort to develop relationships with each of his players, often using jokes, knowing glances, or humor-filled straight talk. One of his favorite ways to do this with me was to remind me of all the other talented players he should have recruited instead of me. Even in moments of struggle, of which there were many, he would find a way to make me chuckle and remind me to relax and play my game. It was during these moments that Coach Reddix could effectively convey his message while also bringing a smile to my face. His skill in keeping things light and positive, even when it would have been easy to do the opposite, is one of the many reasons why I and so many others loved playing for him. I learned a few lessons from him as well. Number one, don't take yourself too seriously, because nobody else does. Number two, laughter is the best medicine. And number three, if you show up every day, the results will take care of themselves over the long haul. Coach Reddix, the opportunity to receive this honor is a reflection of your coaching and interest in my development. Thank you. A great coach elevates... A great coach elevates you to levels you never believed possible. I am fortunate to have been able to call these two men coach. Thank you, and congratulations to all the other inductees.